The skies over Jamaica darkened, heavy with the weight of an approaching monster. Winds began to howl across the Caribbean, whispering the storm's deadly name. This was no ordinary hurricane, it was the most powerful storm Jamaica had ever seen. For days, meteorologists had tracked it, calling it a catastrophic Category 5. Now, it had been downgraded, but the damage was already done. Homes shattered, power lines torn, and entire villages cut off from the world. The island trembled as nature unleashed its fury. Rain hammered down, flooding streets and washing away everything in its path. Waves taller than buildings crashed along Jamaica's once serene coastline. People huddled together in shelters, praying for safety and mercy. The roar of the wind drowned out every voice, every cry, every thought. Trees, once green and proud, were reduced to broken skeletons. The island's heart, Montego Bay, stood silent under the storm's relentless assault. Rescue teams battled impossible conditions to reach the stranded. Airports closed, ports flooded, and communication went dark. Jamaica was isolated, trapped under the eye of destruction. Families clung to hope as the hurricane's eye passed overhead. For a brief moment, calm returned, deceptive and haunting. Then, the other half of the storm struck with double the force. It was a nightmare that seemed endless. When dawn finally broke, the island was unrecognizable. Roads vanished beneath mud and debris. Mountainsides collapsed, taking homes with them. The turquoise waters had turned gray and violent. The air was thick with the scent of salt, wood, and despair. People emerged cautiously, eyes wide with disbelief. Everything they knew had changed overnight. The once vibrant island was now a landscape of ruin. The government declared a national emergency. International aid began to pour in from neighboring nations. Rescue helicopters cut through the heavy skies. Soldiers and volunteers searched for missing loved ones. Children cried for food, shelter, and lost family members. The world watched in sorrow and awe. Jamaica had faced hurricanes before, but never like this. It was nature at its most merciless. Scientists called it a once-in-a-century event. But locals knew, the memory would last far longer than that. Entire communities were wiped from the map. Farms destroyed, livelihoods vanished, and dreams shattered. The power of the storm left behind more than just destruction. It left questions about climate change and humanity's preparedness. Could this be a glimpse into Earth's turbulent future? Weather experts warned that stronger storms could become the new normal. The Caribbean, beautiful yet vulnerable, stood as the front line of nature's wrath. And Jamaica had just paid the price. In the chaos, heroes emerged, neighbors saving neighbors. Doctors worked through the night, treating the injured by candlelight. Fishermen rescued strangers trapped on rooftops. The human spirit refused to break, even when everything else did. Days later, the hurricane was downgraded, no longer Category 5. But the title no longer mattered. The scars it left behind were deeper than any classification. Satellite images showed the storm's massive swirl retreating northward. But its echo still lingered over the island. The sound of wind, the flash of lightning, the memories of terror. International reporters described Jamaica as a nation reborn through pain. Slowly, the island began to rebuild. Electricity returned to some regions. Aid trucks rolled through muddy, broken roads. Water and medicine reached remote communities. Children began to smile again, faintly but genuinely. The resilience of the Jamaican people became the world's inspiration. In the face of destruction, they chose to rebuild. Stronger. Churches opened doors for everyone, faith uniting hearts. Musicians began writing songs of hope and remembrance. The island's spirit, though wounded, would not fade. Nature had tested Jamaica, and Jamaica had survived. Scientists continued studying the storm, learning from its path. Every gust of wind had a story, every drop of rain a warning. This hurricane was not just a natural disaster. It was a lesson carved in wind and water. The world looked on, realizing that no nation is truly safe Climate change had turned the extraordinary into the expected. The Caribbean sun eventually broke through the clouds again, and light fell upon an island forever changed. The people looked toward the horizon with courage. They had lost much, but not their hope. As the ocean calmed, Jamaica whispered its promise. We will rise again. And in that promise, the world saw strength, raw, unshakable, and real. The storm had passed, but its story had just begun.